Here we are, man, back in our seats for the comedy week. Oh man, it's always a good thing to know that whenever this day starts, even if I'm pissed off about something, I can watch this and all of a sudden I know I'm gonna laugh. Even if I'm gonna laugh if I don't like it. It's therapy, you know what I'm saying? Welcome back to Eddie B TV. I am, of course, Eddie B. Nice to see y'all. And we are back with you again today for another reaction video. And a new week of stand-up, just wrapped up another full week yesterday with a couple of random Sunday clips, and now we at it again, and we right here. And to start off this week, we're gonna get into somebody that I haven't gotten to before, another newbie added to the list. And we're gonna get into some Josh Johnson today. Okay, well, I've never heard of Josh Johnson. In fact, this clip I'm certain was suggested to me by somebody. I just misplaced the name, and I tried to go looking through the comments and stuff, but my brain damn near scrambled and I got a splitting headache trying to figure it out. But yeah, man, I still had this one on my list and I'm gonna get to it today. I looked this guy's face up, man. He kind of looks like a young Michael Jackson a little bit, you know? And I don't know if he's funny or not. I don't know what his style is, but we're gonna figure it out today. And the clip that we're gonna get into today is titled Catfishing the KKK. Oh man, that's why I knew I finally had to get to this one, because like I say, titles, if they sound funny, if they catch me right here, I'm gonna wanna check it out and see what they're talking about. This title just sounds ignorant already. And I love that. And we're gonna go ahead and get into it, like I said. So let's do this. Josh Johnson with Catfishing the KKK. And if you like this reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going. All right. So yeah, man, as we start off another new week, I'm gonna get to some new stuff this week, man, and hopefully you guys like what I got in store. Hopefully you like what I get to. And yeah, man, let's go ahead and start this week off, and hopefully we get some laughs. Let's do this. Josh Johnson with Catfishing the KKK, right here on Eddie B TV. New week of stand-up, y'all. Let's get our laugh on one more time. Yes. It's a day off. My Mariners ain't playing, and I'm already irritated. Just one day, I know, but my goodness, I'm so impatient. All right, let's get situated with this one here, and here we go.
He was named one of Comedy Central's new faces to watch. Has been featured on season 1 of Kevin Hart's Heart of the City. Please welcome Josh Johnson.
I grew up in Louisiana. Yeah, see.
Already.
Whenever I do that, some people will woo, but that's for New Orleans, which is the best part. Like, New Orleans to Louisiana is like if you had the most beautiful blue eye, but your whole face was fucked up. Like, that's what...
What? Damn. Oh,
that's what it's like being from that state.
For real, though. Okay.
But I grew up in Louisiana, and when I was 13 or 14, my family got the first home computer. It had a whole city behind it with a big monitor, but it was a computer. And my mom was really excited because it meant now I could do my homework at home and I wouldn't have to stay at the library for hours, and I was excited for different reasons.
Okay. Okay.
Right. And I don't know if I'd scream it, but I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I had a couple. I had the bunch, the type 5, but not a lot of friends to do things after school with or anything. I wasn't particularly athletic, so after school I just had to go home. If you're not gonna play a sport or you're not gonna join a mathletes club, you have to go home. We can't just have you sitting here with the other kids that are doing things.
Ouch. Okay.
And so I went home, and I was also a point in my life where I was being left alone at home for the first time. So I was 14, and my mom's like, look, if you die while I'm not here, you were never gonna make it. So
That's
you need to
something my
start
pops
fending
would
for
say.
yourself. You should know how to use an oven, And so I would get home, and I beat my mom home by 1 or 2 hours, So I was just me at home alone with the computer by myself for 1 or 2 hours. And so I discovered Craigslist.
Oh, okay.
And I was so fascinated, like the fact that you could look up all these like misconnections and like favors and like odd jobs and renting apartments. So I would just get home from school every day and just like read Craigslist. It's nonstop, just like every facet, like men seeking women, women seeking men, like every part of Craigslist. I was just like people selling their car, but like trying to give the backstory so they could use words to somehow overshadow the beat up car that they were trying to sell. It's like there's a lot of history behind it because you don't know this car was the car that like Snoop Dogg rode in the back in once, and he got really sick and threw up. That's why there's that stain there. It's like a Snoop Dogg stain that like no one would have got otherwise. Like you can only get a Snoop Dogg stain in this car. And so I would do it. I would just read Craigslist every day after school. And I didn't tell anybody I was doing this, but I would be like really excited to get home. Like I just be like, oh man, where are we gonna have now? Cause like I'd even read the misconnection and be like, hey, look, I met you and we were at a club and you had like hair and stuff. And I remember you had one eyebrow, which is weird they didn't start with you had one eyebrow. You had the thing that most people have and one eyebrow, and we just had a great conversation. I couldn't really hear you, but like I could feel you. And so if you reading this right now, hit me up. And so naturally, when you're 13, 14, whatever, you're not a person yet. So you're...
That's real.
Kind of a monster. And it wasn't long before I came home reading Craigslist every day before I decided to get involved.
Oh boy.
And so I started just like starting these correspondence with people, you know, like on misconnections or what. I'd pretend to be the person that they had the conversation. So I was like, yeah, baby, I got one eyebrow and the other one coming in, you know?
This dude's stupid.
And I was doing it every day for like months. And then some people, I would give myself away by being too into it and they know it wasn't the person and they wouldn't respond. But other people, we get like a long correspondence for a while. And I remember one day I was, sitting at the computer, just really excited to get into it. It was just a Tuesday and I didn't have anything else to do. And this was a 2-hour window day, not a 1-hour window. Oh. And so on this particular day, I was just scrolling through all of Craigslist and I saw that there was an ad. The ad just read, "Join the KKK."
Okay. Here's where we're going now.
Question mark.
They recruiting on Craigslist? Really? No way.
And so naturally, I was like, dope.
Oh, no. What did you do?
And so I started a correspondence with this dude named Dale.
Dale.
And, like, I felt kind of bad because, like, if you're hurting that bad in 2004 for recruitments that you need a Craigslist ad, then we must be making progress.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
You know, the world's getting better.
Little bit.
So I talked to Dale a little bit, just emailing back and forth. I was like, hey, what's up? I'm white.
Okay. First lie.
You want to chill sometime and talk? And by chill, I don't mean the way black people use chill. I mean actually go somewhere cold and hang out together as friends. And to my surprise, the next day, I had an email from Dale that was like, hey, great to meet you. You seem like a cool guy.
Oh.
And all of our correspondence for the first couple days was like the most basic, just like, oh man, you like Star Wars too? so do I as well. Like I couldn't be natural on the thing. Like I was so nervous every time I typed. But then once we really got like a rapport built up, he was like, we should meet. I want you to meet the brothers. I was like, that sounds great.
So dope.
And I grew up in Alexandria, Louisiana, which if you've never been there, don't know what it is, you're doing fine. So I guess you don't need to. But there's this bar called Finnegan's. And I was like, hey, Dale, look, just meet me at Finnegan's and we'll sit down, we'll have a chat and everything. And then if you really like me, you can introduce me and the other brothers and we can all be a family.
Oh, man.
And so the next day comes, and naturally I don't show up. I don't want to die. I was never going to.
I hope not.
That'd be insane. No. But he hits me up the next day after school. And I should point out that, like, for 2 weeks, I was running home mainly to talk to Dale. I wasn't even reading Craigslist anymore. I had 6 friends, and Dale was one of my best ones.
That's sad, bro.
But I came home the other day, and he was like, hey, I went to Finnegan's, and I waited on you, and you didn't come, man. Why would you stand me up like that? And I was like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. And so I came up with an excuse, and this is like, you know, we're talking 2004. We're talking before, like, everybody had a cell phone, you know? So it's like some people still, you know, didn't have a cell phone, and they made plans and they went out and they did them, you know?
Yeah, I remember those days.
And so if there was a hiccup, you just had to roll with it because you couldn't just text someone like, hey, I'm totally not going to abide by the plan now. I've chosen a different plan. I'm letting you know now. So for a week, I just like kept getting Dale to eat and shop alone. Like,
damn.
And each time I had a great excuse. Like each time I was like, oh, my mom fell, and like I just had to be there with her and everything. And every day he understood, and he was like, you know what, you did the right thing, brother. You know.
Okay.
And I remember one day especially he was particularly upset because he had come home, emailed me that evening, but I didn't see it till the next day. And he was like, you never came to Target. I was in Target by myself for 3 hours. I bought a popcorn maker. I don't even need a popcorn maker. I was just in Target by myself and bored, and I was waiting on you. Now I got a popcorn maker in front of me, and what are you going to do about this popcorn maker? And I was like,
oh, man.
Bruh, I'm so sorry. And by bruh, I do mean shorthand for brother, not the way that black people use it. I'm so sorry. I just, my girlfriend, she tripped. And it was always women falling. Like, I'm surprised that he never caught on. Every time it was like, oh yeah, my great aunt just hit a stair. Or just the worst lies. I was a 14-year-old idiot. And even now, I'm like, wow, like, I was alone with a computer, and I just catfished the Klan. I can't think of anything dumber or more porn would have been better. Porn would have been normal. You thought you were about to hear a story about porn. And instead, it just took a wild turn. And then finally, you know, after, I think it was a week and a half, he was very resilient. They must be hurting for numbers. Because after a week and a half, he was finally like, okay, you know what? Ball's in my court now. I'm going to set a time. I'm going to set a place. And if you don't come, then don't ever talk to me again.
Oh.
And I was like, fair enough, okay? You've been so patient with me. I really just want to be part of the brotherhood. Just let me know where I need to be. And then he picked Finnegan's again. There's not that many places to go in my town.
Okay.
And naturally, I didn't show up. I didn't hear from him again. And I've noticed this trend online that's kind of disheartening, where like now people are being called racist, but for like nothing. Like actually not. Like I'm petty, so I'll read the whole thread, and I finish the entire thread. I'm like, oh, that was it. I don't even think that's a thing. You know, like, oh, you said this. You tweeted this one thing one time. You must be a racist, or like you voted this way. You must be a racist. You're a whole racist by a person who doesn't know you. And I'll tell you, as like a black dude that grew up in the South, I don't think you're racist until you go to your second Klan meeting, all right? Like, look.
Okay, that's fair, isn't it? Yes. Oh, wow.
Cause maybe the first one, maybe your buddy Dale's invited you to a barbecue, all right? Everybody loves barbecue, okay? You get there, there's delicious barbecue. There's dry rib, there's sloppy, it's all happening. You see somebody put on a white hood, you're like, I don't know, costume barbecue, that's a little odd. But you just keep eating. There's corn on the cob, there's collard greens, there's brisket, there's pulled chicken, it's all delicious. And then there's a burning cross in front of you, and you're like, I'm already here.
I gotta give me some food, man. I gotta give me that food.
I say this because it happened to my friend Jordan, okay? He accidentally went to a Klan rally because without knowing what I was doing, my buddy Jordan, who was about 3 years older than me, actually met Dale.
What? Okay.
And got invited to a barbecue. Turns out Klan rallies don't just start, they ease you in with a barbecue.
Oh, that's a
And he
nice
was like,
tactic.
I know what to do. I ate all the food. I can't miss the meeting. So he stayed
man.
for the entire Klan rally and went home immediately, called me. I came over. We talked about it. Turns out a Klan rally is exactly the thing a Klan rally is like. There were no spoilers.
Oh, okay.
But just past his head in the kitchen, I could see a to-go plate. And I was like, Jordan, are those Klan ribs? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, can I have some? And it hurts me as a black dude that grew up in the South to say that the Klan makes the best ribs. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh my
I don't know what kind of
God.
rub that is. Who would have known that you can't taste racism? It's delicious. Okay? It was to the point where I was like, I think you need to join. I need these every Sunday. These are amazing. Guys, I'm Josh Johnson. Thanks so much.
Oh, man. Oh, okay. That's the end of that one. Okay. Yeah, it was a nice little long, drawn-out story, man. You know, he's a good storyteller, man. You know, but yeah, that was a good story, man. You know, hey, definitely get some of them ribs, man. Yeah, I don't taste racism at all, man. And trust me, I've had some food from some racist people in my life. I'll tell that story another time. All right, man, that was Josh Johnson, y'all, with Catfishing the KKK. Okay. Well, it was a pretty long story, man, but I'll try to unpack a little bit with this one. Damn, everything I can remember. You know what? I get the same vibes from people who aren't familiar with where I live, you know what I mean? Like, if I was, when I lived in Texas, you know, I lived there for almost 2 years, and anytime people asked me where I was from, I was like, oh, I'm from Tacoma, Washington. And then they would always say this, and it pissed me off every time because I don't understand where the confusion comes from. But they would always be like, "Oh yeah, you from DC?" No, I would say Washington State. You know, top left of the country, and they'd be just looking at me like, "Oh," like they didn't even know Washington exists. You know, and I say I'm from Tacoma, and even the people that do recognize the fact that I'm from Washington State, some other people, instead of saying DC, they just like, oh yeah, you from Seattle, right? And I'm like, no, I'm close to Seattle, but I'm from Tacoma, you know. Well, what's Seattle like? And I'm like, okay. You know, people just take the most known city from each state and just decide that's the only part that matters. I like what he said though, where he was just like, you know, the most beautiful eye, or blue, did he say blue eye or just eye? I don't remember. And then he said the rest of your face is fucked up. I was just like, damn. It's like somebody wearing designer clothes and they feel like they're the ugliest person walking the earth. It's like, your clothes is alright, but you? Nah. That's cold-blooded right there. But yeah, I am from Tacoma, Washington State, by the way. And I love my home, I love my city, you know what I mean? I love my state, I love my region, man. It's a part of me, man. It's engraved in me. A lot of other people couldn't wait to get out this motherfucker. But hey, don't care about other people. I just care about my feelings on my home. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's funny. He said this went on in 2004 and he was 14 at the time. So in 2004, I was 19. And I had already become a little bit familiar with computers, you know, so I knew exactly what he was doing. I've only used Craigslist for personal use, maybe 2, maybe 3 times, you know. I bought a car and I sold a car and I also sold Pearl Jam tickets one time. So yeah, it was just, I didn't really get into being in awe of it because there were so many other things about Craigslist that I wanted no part of whatsoever, you know. But it's funny how when you're a young kid and you come into contact with a computer, I personally don't think it's necessary, to be honest with you. A computer is a very sophisticated, complicated machine. And we got a bunch of kids using cell phones and computers nowadays. Nah, I'm not in favor of that at all. I think that maybe 16 and up. I'll just start with 16 just to be fair, because I think 16 in my home is an age of consent law. But it's just like, 16 and up, then you can start using that kind of technology, you know? I don't like where technology is going in some ways, but I can appreciate it in other ways. But it's like, for some reason, a young kid, a young teenager using a cell phone or an iPad, computer, whatever, I don't think that's necessary at all. And now they've integrated it into schools now, so they get to just play with these toys. They think they're toys, but they're not. You know, that's why I call them toys. But they're using these things and they're getting all the wrong shit mixed in with the wrong shit, and then not even realizing how you get viruses on these things and how people can tap into your stuff and hack you. It's just, I don't think that's anything that should be in the possession of a kid. That's just me. But, you know, when I did get into contact with it past 18, man, I just, I was using it irresponsibly as a grown person. Imagine what I would have gotten into if I was a teenager with using these things. But aside from that, when he was talking about catfishing the KKK, my goodness, that's something that I could have pictured myself getting into, like something related to that. I could have pictured myself like getting on like a dating site or something as a young kid and, you know, reeling in older women or something like that. And then they'd just be like, what, you're how old? Oh my goodness, you know? Yeah, I had some twisted things happen to me as a young boy, man. Before age 16 came around for me, I had already engaged in so much dysfunction that, you know, I should have been in an insane asylum. You know what I mean? And I'm just being real. I won't get into specifics. I'll save that for a different time. But, you know, I could have pictured myself doing this, man. He was pretty much, you know, just like baiting the dude to like, you know, hunt him down and find him or something. That's what it felt like. But yeah, I was laughing. I mean, like, is the Klan so outdated and so meaningless now that they have to use the internet to recruit people? If that's true, that's hella funny, you know what I mean? But yeah, I would have like given up like long before he did when it came to this. He stretched it out for a while, but you know, I look at it like I was always very curious and very amused by certain things that people thought were evil, but they still exist, you know? So let's try this out. You know, I always investigate things. I'm very nosy. I can't mind my own business. And I always try to, like, you know, learn things with my nosiness, but sometimes I end up going down this blind alley of nonsense and it screws me up. But man, it's funny how he told the story too, because at the end of it all, I'll just say this, the last thing. I heard somebody, I think it was probably Paul Mooney said it, but he was just talking about these white folks can cook. And it was just like, I had no idea these white people could cook. And I was like, yeah, they got, you know, cooking is not something that is just like, you know, exclusive to one race or even men or women for that matter. I mean, there's some culinary perfectionists in this world, man. Brilliant chefs and all kinds of stuff that go down, man. But whenever I hear, when I heard what he said about, you know, the good ribs at the Klan rally, I'd be like, hey, I'd go to a Klan rally for some good ribs, man. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I would just be like, oh no, I just got a tan. Okay, I'm good. This is gonna wear off in about 30 days when I get new skin. Can I get some of them ribs? Well, yeah, man, that was a very funny story, you know. I don't know if this is his style in general, where he just like, tells long stories and, pulls laughs a little bit out at a time. I don't know if that's his normal thing. If you guys are fans of this guy and you know more about him, school me on him. Because I do want to get into more of him, because it wasn't like laugh out loud funny, but the story, like the build up leading to the end was hilarious. I'm not going to say it wasn't. It got me. And I'm definitely more curious about this guy. I'm curious enough about this guy to get to more of him. So yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off right there. One more time, Josh Johnson with Catfishing the KKK. And if you like that reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going, like I always say. So yeah, man, a nice first clip of getting to this guy Josh Johnson. He seems like the type that he really likes to analyze and dissect things a little bit. That's why his stories can be very long. Or maybe he just really likes using every detail that he can, to make his jokes work. And hey, he did a good job with this one, man. Like I said, it's my first time getting to him before. First time I had even heard of him was from a suggestion. Like I said, if whoever suggested this to me, when it gets uploaded and all that, I hope you call me out for suggesting it to me and I forgot, because sometimes, like I said, I'm a numbnuts and I forget to jot things down because I'm lazy. But yeah, man, this was a good clip, man. I enjoyed the story. It was hilarious, just like every little detail leading up to the end, man. And this guy really knows how to tell a story too, by the way. But yeah, man, this is going to be Eddie B TV signing off one more again here. Glad to get to Josh Johnson for the first time. And definitely plan on getting to more. If you guys got any more stories or from this guy, any more clips, drop me some suggestions in the comments. Try to take it easy on clips that come from Comedy Central, because, yeah, as I've said before, they just seem to want to just block my ass every time I want to do something with them. But yeah, man, please keep the suggestions coming, and I want to get to more of this guy. He was hella funny. So yeah, thank y'all for tuning in one more time to this one, man. I had fun getting to him. He told a really goofy ass story. And I was glad to get to it. So yeah, until next reaction, love and appreciate y'all. Peace.